Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hello everyone, welcome to INSIGHT IAS Academy. I am Rajvardhan and today we are going to discuss a test paper on science and technology. Science and technology, as you must be aware, has become an important part of prelims examination because number of questions that have been asked by UPSC in science and technology part has increased, and that's why this paper caters to that demand of UPSC. In this particular paper, there are questions from technological perspective, and at the same time there are questions from general science as well. General science, right? So for example, technological questions are from various technologies like space, defense, then ICT, information and communication technology, nuclear technology, nanotechnology, and the most important, biotechnology as well, right? So questions are there from these technological aspects, and under general science questions are there from basic biology, then physics, and few questions are also from chemistry, right? So a right balance of questions is there in this particular test paper, and towards the end 20 questions are also there on current affairs. So let us start with our discussion of this particular test. First question is, in the context of INS Kandheri, consider the following statements. Now you must be aware, INS Kandheri is a part of Project 75. Project 75 between India and France, under which 6 Scorpion class submarines have been constructed, have been developed in India, right? And INS Kandheri is one of those 6 Scorpion class submarines developed under Project 75. Let us consider the statements. First, it is a Kalvari class diesel electric attack submarine. Now this statement is a correct statement. What is Kalvari in this? Kalvari is the first submarine developed under Project 75. Under Project 75, 6 submarines have been developed. Out of that, first was Kalvari. Now Kandheri is based on Kalvari, and that's why it is called as Kalvari class submarine. And it is a diesel electric attack submarine. That means it is powered by diesel electric system, and it is used for the attack purposes because it can launch even torpedoes, right? So first statement is a correct statement. Second, it has the features of superior stealth technology and precise guided weapons, right? So this statement regarding Kandheri is a correct statement. It has stealth technology, superior stealth technology. Superior stealth technology means to have certain features that would allow this particular submarine to make sure that enemy radars are not able to detect it, right? So stealth technology makes sure that enemy radars are not able to detect a particular, let's say, submarine, aircraft, whatever is the case. In this particular context, this statement is a correct statement. Also, it has precision guided weapons as well, and that's why it is considered as an attack submarine, right? So second statement is also correct. Third, its main limitation is that it cannot be operated at the all theaters like tropics. Now this statement is incorrect. It can be operated in all theaters, that means in all waters it can be used, including tropics, and that's why third statement is an incorrect statement. Only first 2 statements are correct statements. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is 1 and 2 only. Answer of question number 1 is B, 1 and 2 only. Second question now. Which of the following are the applications of cryptography? So cryptography is a technique that is used to make sure that the communication established between sender and receiver is secure. You must have heard about, let's say, there is a plain text. Now this plain text is to be sent from sender to receiver on a particular network. Now that network is considered as insecure network, and that's why first of all this plain text would be converted into an encrypted text, and this encrypted text would be transferred on a network. It would be transferred on a network, right? So encryption happens with the help of a key. Now as this passes towards the receiver on this particular network, the decryption of this text happens using again a key, and again that particular text would be converted into a plain text. Now that is what is called as cryptography. It can be used for, let's say, secure messaging. It can also be used for electronic voting, then electronic signatures, which are also called as digital signatures. Even it can be used for digital money transfer, because it is a kind of secure information, secure message, right? So all these four are the possible applications of cryptography, and that's why answer of this question is D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Question number 2, answer is D. Third question. With reference to a missile, consider the following statements, right? So missiles are guided weapon systems, and often missiles can be classified into two types. First is cruise missile and second is ballistic missile. Cruise missiles are powered by jet engines throughout their flight, and they are not governed by gravity. But on the other hand, ballistic missiles are governed by gravitational force. Let us consider the statements regarding the third question. First, cruise missiles are guided missiles which travel with a varying speed within the Earth's atmosphere and use jet engine technology. Right, so this statement is a correct statement regarding cruise missiles. Yes, they are guided missiles and they are powered with the help of jet engines, and within the Earth's atmosphere they can change their speed. First statement is correct. Second, BrahMos 1 is a hypersonic missile which may travel at a speed more than Mach 5. Now this statement is an incorrect statement. Why it is incorrect? Because BrahMos 1, which is a result of joint venture between India and Russia, is a supersonic missile, not hypersonic missile. Right? It is a supersonic missile and not the hypersonic, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, ballistic missiles do not cross the atmospheric limits during its flight, but its trajectory is governed by gravity and air resistance. Right? So this statement is a correct statement. This statement is incorrect statement. Why? Because ballistic missiles do cross the atmospheric boundaries. Right? It is not that they do not cross the atmospheric boundaries. They do cross atmospheric boundaries, and that's why only one is correct in this case. Second and third statements are incorrect. We are supposed to find out incorrect statements or not correct statements. So second and third are not correct, and that's why answer is B, only 2. Question number 3, answer is B. Next now, fourth question. The aim of biotechnology is to introduce a new trait to the plant which does not occur naturally in the species. What effect does it bring in non-food crops? Right? So when we introduce, let's say, a foreign gene, a new trait, that means a foreign gene, what would be the effect of that foreign gene on non-food crops that we are supposed to find out? First statement, reduces resistance to certain pests and diseases. Right? So this statement is an incorrect statement. Why? Because when we use, let's say, a new trait with the help of new gene, our aim is to make sure that the resistance towards pests and diseases increase, not reduce. And that's why first statement is incorrect statement. Second, production of pharmaceutical agents, right? So this statement is a correct statement, that non-food crop can be used for the production of pharmaceutical agents by the introduction of this new trait that has been introduced in the plant. Third, improve biofuel production, right? So that is also one of the important applications of the introduction of foreign genes. Fourth is for bioremediation. So if we introduce foreign gene, that non-food crop may help us in bioremediation as well. And that's why it is also the potential application. So second, third and fourth statements are the potential applications of the biotechnology's introduction of new genes. First is not, and that's why answer of this question should be 2, 3 and 4, which is mentioned in option B. Question number 4, answer is B. Fifth, in the context of carbon nanotubes, CNTs, consider the following statements, right? So carbon nanotubes are a 3D model of carbon nanotubes, or 3D model wherein we can produce these CNTs by rolling up the graphene sheets, right? The graphene sheets can be rolled up, and on the basis of that we will be able to produce carbon nanotubes. And whatever properties are there of graphene would also be seen in these carbon nanotubes. That means strength wise they will have higher strength, they will be good conductors of heat as well as electricity. All those properties we will be able to see even in CNTs. Let us consider the statements first. These are hollow cylindrical fibers comprising of a single sheet of pure graphite, right? So this statement is a correct statement. Though they have used a term pure graphite, what they have used a term called as single sheet of pure graphite, right? So graphite is a 3D model. When you take a single sheet of it, you get what is called as graphene. And that's why first statement is a correct statement. Second, as compared to other carbon fibers, these have low mechanical strength. Now this statement is incorrect statement because the mechanical strength is higher in CNTs. Right? So second statement is incorrect. Third, when CNTs are dispersed homogeneously in a metal matrix, it increases its corrosive resistance, right? So it will not corrode, that metal matrix would not corrode, right? So third statement is correct. Only second statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. So first and third statements are correct statements, and hence answer is B, only 2. Question number 5, answer is B. Sixth question, which of the following statements are true about cloud computing? Right, so cloud computing is the use of, let's say, various kinds of resources as well as software, and that allows a particular organization to make sure that the data centers in its location are not maintained, or they can transfer the data that they want to handle to the cloud, right? And from cloud they would be able to access that data from anywhere at any time. Only requirement would be of internet connectivity. Let us consider the statements first. It is a type of internet-based computing meant for sharing the computer processing resources, right? So that statement is a correct statement. Cloud is a kind of server, and that server would have various kind of resources, and those resources can be shared. First statement is correct. Second, under this, the users exercise absolute control and management over the data, applications and services. Now this term is bit problematic. Absolute control. Now the absolute control is with cloud service provider, not with the users. And that's why second statement is incorrect statement. Third, it can help in big data analytics due to its application, sharing and cost effectiveness, right? So big data analytics means analysis of a huge volume of data, and that becomes possible because of cloud computing, and that's why third statement is a correct statement. So first and third statements are correct statements, second is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, Answer is B, 1 and 3 only. Sixth question, answer is B. Seventh, read the following statements about aircraft carriers carefully. Right? Aircraft carriers are sea-going air bases. Let us consider the statements. First, an aircraft carrier is a warship designed to deploy and, in most cases, recovering aircraft and acting as a sea-going airbase. Right? So that is a correct statement regarding aircraft carriers. Second, it allows the naval force to project air power worldwide without depending on local bases for staging aircraft operations. Right? So that statement is also a correct statement, as the aircraft carriers themselves are sea-going air bases. There is no dependence on the local air bases. Second is correct. Third, both INS Vikrant and INS Vikramaditya are indigenously developed aircraft carriers of India. Now this statement is incorrect. Why? Because only INS Vikrant is indigenously developed. On the other hand, INS Vikramaditya is procured from Russia. Right? It was procured from Russia. So only first and second statements are correct. We are supposed to find out not correct. Only one statement is not correct, and that's why answer is A. A, only one. Question number 7, answer is A. Eighth question. Which of the following statements correctly defines the term grey goo in nanotechnology? Now, grey goo is also called as ecophagy, and it is one of the hypothetical stages wherein it is said that nanorobots would feed on the ecological components. Right? It is a hypothetical stage wherein robots or nanorobots would go beyond our control and they would start feeding up the ecological components. So answer of this question is A. It is a scenario in which out of control self-replicating robots will consume all biomass on Earth while building more of them. Right? So answer is A. Question number 8, answer is A. Ninth, which of the following are the applications of Human Genome Project? So under Human Genome Project, we are trying to identify and collect information about the genome that constitutes human beings. Right? So this particular project has two phases. First phase was completed in 2003, wherein that phase was called as HGP Read, wherein we collected the information about the genes of which human beings are made up of, and then there is a second phase called as HGP Write, which is currently undergoing. First statement. So what are the applications of Human Genome Project? First statement. Identification of human genes and their functions. Right? So that is correct. Second, understanding polygenic disorders. Right? So that is also correct statement. Third, improvements in gene therapy. So see, all these are possibilities because we want to know which genes are leading to which characteristics, and that's why we would be able to identify human genes and their functions. Polygenic disorders also will be able to identify. Then improvements in gene therapy we would be able to make because we will be able to know which kind of diseases are occurring because of certain genes. Fourth, improved diagnosis of diseases is also possible. Fifth, understanding complex social traits, that is also possible because if a particular set of population is showing complex social traits, then we will be able to identify the genes of which they are made up of, and then on the basis of that analysis, we would be able to identify which genes are leading to which genes are leading to those complex social traits. And sixth is genetic basis of psychiatric disorders that can also be identified. So all these 6 are the applications of Human Genome Project, and that's why answer is D, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Question number 9, answer is D. 10th question now. With respect to the laser, consider the following statements. So laser uses light in order to identify the features of different let's say landforms, rocks, etc. First statement, in the functioning of laser, all the waves have the different frequency and phase. Now, this statement is an incorrect statement because lasers are monochromatic in nature. If they are monochromatic in nature, obviously they will not have different frequency and phases. And that's why first statement is incorrect statement. Second, it is used for optical data storage in Blu-ray discs, right? So this statement is a correct statement. It is used for the storage of data in the Blu-ray discs. So only second statement is correct, and we are supposed to find out only correct statements, and that's why answer is B, 2 only. Question number 10, answer is B. 11th question. In recent times, several initiatives have been launched by the government for the growth of science and technology. In this regard, consider the following pairs. So on one hand, we have various initiatives, and on the other hand, we have their information, and we are supposed to find out, we are supposed to match the pairs correctly, right? So let us consider the pairs. First, imprint initiative. So all these are science and technology based initiative. So imprint initiative can be matched with A because it is a roadmap for research to solve the major engineering and technology challenges relevant to India. So imprint is related to the technological challenges related to India. Second, Kiran. Kiran is aimed at empowering women, right? And that's why it can be matched with C, right? So second can be matched with C. Kiran aims to address issues related with women scientists and aim to provide opportunities in research, technology, development, etc. Right? So second can be matched with C. And Gyan is related to higher education. So Gyan can be matched with B, which is it aims at tapping the talent pool of scientists and entrepreneurs internationally to encourage their engagement with the institutions of higher education in India. Right? So C, third can be matched with B. So answer should be A, C, B. A, C, B, which is mentioned in option A. So question number 11, answer is A. 12th question. Which of the following statements correctly defines the term metadata? Now, simply put, what is metadata? Metadata is data about data. It is data about data. What does that mean? Data about data means, let's say a particular data is collected, let's say data of social media users in a particular area. Now, information about which users have contributed to that data, when that data was collected, what is the size of that particular data, this kind of information is a data about the data that has been created. And that's why it is called as metadata. It is the information about the data that has been collected. So it is mentioned in option C. It is the information that describes the source of data and the time, place, conditions under which the data were created. Correct answer is C. 12th question, answer is C. 13th. Consider the following features related to missile technology. First, propulsion system is used to achieve terminal conditions like range, speed, warhead carrying capacity. Right? So that statement is a correct statement. Propulsion system is that part of the missile that would determine the range, then the carrying capacity of the missile, and also the speed. Right? So first statement is correct. Second, warhead of missile determines the missile's lethality, right? So that is also a correct statement. If warhead is conventional, lethality would be lesser. If warhead is nuclear, lethality would be more. Third, guidance system is used to control the missile's flight by using altitude control mechanism. Now, this statement is also a correct statement because guidance control would allow us to control the altitude of that particular missile. So, all three are the correct statements. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, and that's why answer is C, all three. Question number 13, answer is C. 14th. Which of the following statements are true about gravitational waves? Now, what do we mean by gravitational waves? Gravitational waves are the ripples. They are the ripples or disturbances. Ripples created on space-time fabric. These are the ripples created on space-time fabric, right? So let us consider the statements. First, they are ripples in the curvature of space-time that propagate at the speed of light generated in certain gravitational interactions, right? So first statement is a correct statement. Second, they can penetrate regions of space that electromagnetic radiations have no reach. That is also a correct statement regarding the gravitational waves. Third, the most common method for detecting these waves is by using bolometers. Bolometers are used for the radiations. For the detection of gravitational waves, we use interferometers. You must have heard about LIGO, Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, right? So it is not bolometers, it is the interferometers that are being used, and that's why third statement is incorrect. First two are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is 1 and 2. Question number 14, answer is A. 15th, with reference to the proton therapy, a treatment of cancer, consider the following statements, right? So this therapy is creating lots of buzz these days for the treatment of cancer, because it is considered as one of the targeted therapies which does not have any impact on the non-cancerous cells. Let us consider the statements. First, proton therapy causes no damage to the nearby healthy cells or tissues. Correct statement. Second, the speed of the protons reflect their high energy, and thus they travel to a specific depth in the body on the basis of their energy, right? So as they are able to travel to the specific depth in body based on their energy, the energy of protons beyond that depth would be lesser, and as a result of lesser energy, the damage would be lesser only, right? And that's why they are considered as safe. Third, one of the disadvantages of this treatment is that it is not very efficient for delivering radiation through the skin from a machine outside the body. Incorrect statement. They are delivered through the machine outside the body, and that's why third statement is incorrect only. They can pass through the skin. So first two are correct, third is incorrect. Answer is, again we are supposed to find out correct statement. Answer is B, 1 and 2 only. Question number 15, answer is B. 16th, in the context of scramjet engine used in space rockets, consider the following statements. Now scramjet stands for supersonic combustion ramjet, right? So these are jet engines, and in these ramjet and scramjet, oxidizer is taken from atmosphere or air. Let us consider the statements. First, it is a special category of ramjet air breathing jet engine in which combustion takes place in hypersonic airflow. Incorrect statement. Combustion takes place in supersonic airflow, and that's why the name supersonic combustion. First statement is incorrect. Second, it uses hydrogen as fuel and oxygen from atmospheric air as oxidizer. Correct statement. Second statement is correct. We are supposed to find out statements which are not correct, and that's why answer is A, 1 only, because first statement is not correct. 17th, how many of the following statements related to the comparison between lithium ion batteries and lithium polymer batteries are correct? Right, so let us consider the statements. First, lithium ion batteries are subject to the memory effect, unlike lithium polymer batteries. This statement is incorrect. None of these batteries, lithium ion or lithium polymer, are subjected to memory effect. Memory effect is a effect related to longevity. If before the recharge, if the earlier charge is not completely discharged, that reduces the longevity, and that is what is called as memory effect. But this memory effect is not important, is not a role, means it does not have any role in lithium ion and lithium polymer batteries, and that's why first statement is incorrect statement. Second, lithium-ion batteries are smaller and safer as compared to lithium polymer batteries. This statement is again incorrect statement, because it is lithium polymer batteries which are smaller and safer. Next, lithium-ion batteries are have more charge capacity as compared to lithium polymer batteries. Again, it is lithium polymer batteries whose charge capacity is almost 40% greater than lithium ion or other batteries, and that's why all these three statements are incorrect statements. We are supposed to find out correct statements. None of them is correct, and that's why answer of this question is D, none. Question number 17, answer is D. 18th, consider the following statements regarding the benefits of using genomics in the livestock rearing. Right? Genomics helps us identify, helps us know the information about genes. Right? So let us consider the statements first. It can help in predicting future profitability potential of the livestock. Right? So that is possible because we know about the genes, and we would be able to identify, let's say, the production possible in future on the basis of the knowledge of those genes. Next, second, it can help in animal selection and taking strategic breeding decisions. Right? So that is also one of the applications of genomics in animal rearing. Third, it can help in controlling inbreeding and avoid genetic defects. Right? So all these are correct statements regarding the use of genomics in animal rearing. We are supposed to find out statements which are correct. All three statements are correct, and that's why answer is C, all three. 18th question, answer is C. 19th, read the following statements about Aditya L1 mission. First, it will be placed at Lagrange point of the Sun-Earth system so that it can view the Sun without any occultation/eclipses. Right? So this statement is a correct statement, because at Lagrange point 1, this Aditya L1 spacecraft would be placed. Second, it will yield information for space weather predictions. Right? So that is also a correct statement. One of the important applications of Aditya L1 is to know more about space weather, which also includes weather of the Earth, weather around the Earth. Third, it is meant to observe only solar corona. Now this statement is incorrect. Right? Earlier it was only meant for the observation of solar corona, but now its application are beyond that. It would also study, let's say, solar winds and all. Right? So third statement is incorrect. First two are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement. So answer is A, 1 and 2 only. 18th, answer is A. 19th, answer is A. 20th question now. Which of the following are the applications of cryogenics? So cryogenics is a field which relates to storage of the products of certain substances at very low temperature. Right? So cryogenics has its application in space, in magnetic levitation, blood banking and surgery, but it does not have application in telemetry and X-rays. Why? Because telemetry and X-rays are related to, let's say, radiations, and there is no role of cryogenics in radiations. Right? Because we hardly know anything about the storage of radiations, and that's why telemetry and X-rays are the sectors where cryogenics does not have any role. So answer should be 1, 3, 4, 5, which is mentioned in option D. Right? So question number 20, answer is D. 21. In the context of aquaponics technology, used in high-tech agriculture, consider the following statements. Right, so aquaponics is a combination of aquaculture and hydroponics, wherein fishes are cultivated in aquaculture and hydroponics is related to the cultivation of, let's say, plants or crops without any use of soil in water. Right, so let us consider the statements first. In aquaponics, fish and plants are grown alternatively to control the soil degradation. Right, so they are grown alternatively to control the soil degradation. So this statement is an incorrect statement. Why? Because they are grown together, not alternatively. Second, the need of fertilizers is less than normal as excretion from the animals accumulate in the water. Right, so there is no need of fertilizers because animal waste, then the waste from plants would be used along with microbes, and that's why both these statements are incorrect regarding aquaponics. So answer of this question is D, neither one nor two. Question number 21, none of the statement is correct, and that's why answer is D, neither one nor two. 22, which of the following are correct regarding plant tissue culture? Right, so plant tissue culture is, let's say, use of plant tissues and providing them a nutrition rich environment so that they would be able to develop and can give rise to new plants. First statement, it involves growing new plants by separating cells from the growing tip of a plant. Right, so that statement is a correct statement. Second, it involves the use of an artificial nutrient medium. Right, so in culturing we make sure that there is availability of this artificial nutrient medium. Third, using tissue culture, many plants can be grown from one parent. Right, so that is possibility. Right, so all these three statements are correct statements regarding plant tissue culture. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. 22, answer is D. 23, oxidation is a process in which a chemical substance changes because of addition of oxygen. Which of the following everyday processes occurs as a result of oxidation? Right, so oxidation is addition of oxygen. So corrosion of iron is the result of oxidation. Then randification of food, which leads to food spoilage, is also oxidation. Combustion of hydrocarbons is also oxidation. So all these three are the examples of everyday oxidation, and that's why answer is D, 1, 2, 3 mentioned in option D. 23, option is D. 24. In the context of kinetic energy of a moving object, consider the following statements. First, it quantifies, kinetic energy quantifies the amount of work the object could do as a result of its motion. Correct statement. Why? Because kinetic energy is the energy possessed by an object by virtue of its motion, and that's why first statement is correct. Second, it is a vector quantity. Incorrect statement. Right? Though its formula is, kinetic energy's formula, you must be aware, is half mv square. Right, because of the velocity we may consider this kinetic energy as vector quantity, because velocity is vector, but here velocity's square is there, and as a result of that, whenever we have a square, that quantity would be considered as scalar, and that's why velocity square in this case is scalar, and that would make the kinetic energy scalar quantity only, not vector quantity, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, it increases by a factor of 4 if the velocity of the object is doubled. Right, so that statement is correct based on the formula. If velocity is doubled, the quantity would be, the kinetic energy would increase by 4 times. So only first and third statements are correct. We are supposed to find out how many statements are correct. Only 2 are correct, and that's why answer is B. Answer is B, only 2. Question number 24, answer is question number 24, answer is B. 25 now. With reference to the nanomaterials, consider the following statements. First, a nanomaterial is an object which has at least one dimension in the nanometer scale, right? So that is the definition of nanomaterials. First statement is correct. At least one dimension of that particular material should be in nanometers. First is correct. Second, nanometers can only be synthesized artificially. Incorrect statement, because there are nanomaterials which are natural. For example, viruses. Certain viruses have size in nanometers. They are natural in origin. Some soot particles also have size in nanometers and they are also natural. So only one is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Only one is correct. Answer is A. 25, answer is A. 26. With reference to the use of various medicines, consider the following pairs. So on one hand we have medicines and on other we have their functions. We are supposed to find out which pairs are correctly matched. First is antihistamines. It is matched with anti-fertility drug. This is incorrect. Antihistamines are used for the treatment of skin diseases. They are used for the treatment of skin diseases, and that's why first is incorrect. Second, tranquilizers. It is matched with treatment of severe mental disorders, which is correct. Analgesic, which is matched with reduces pain, which is also correct. So only 2 and 3 are correctly matched. 1 is incorrect, and that's why answer is C. 2 and 3 only. Question number 26, answer is C. 27. Which of the following statements correctly describes non-essential amino acids? Non-essential amino acids are the amino acids which are produced by our body, right? So an amino acids that can be made by humans and so is not essential to the human diet is considered as non-essential amino acids. Answer is C. 27, answer is C. 28. With reference to DNA fingerprinting, consider the following statements. Right, so DNA fingerprinting is a technique wherein DNAs are used to identify the unique identification of a person is possible with the help of DNA fingerprinting. Right. So first statement, it is a technique to find out variations in individuals of a population at the DNA level. Right. So this statement is a correct statement. At DNA level, we try to find out variations of individuals in a particular population. Second, it works on the principle of polymorphism in DNA sequences, right? So one or more forms of a particular DNA sequence is called as polymorphism. So yes, in the principle of in DNA fingerprinting, the principle is of polymorphism only. So second statement is also correct. Third, DNA fingerprinting can be used to understand evolutionary biology. That is also possible. So all these three are correct with respect to DNA fingerprinting. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. 28th answer is D. 29th question. In the context of magnetic field, consider the following statements. First, so simple question based on the direction of magnetic field lines. First, the relative strength of a magnetic field is shown by the degree of closeness of field lines. Correct statement. Closer the magnetic field lines, stronger would be magnetic field. Second, magnetic field is a quantity that has both direction and magnitude. Correct statement that is. Third, magnetic field lines cross each other at right angles. They never cross each other. Third statement is incorrect. First two are correct. Answer is only 2. How many statements are correct? Only 2 statements are correct, and that's why answer is B. 29, answer is B. 30th question. With reference to radioactive nuclear decay, consider the following pairs. Right, so when radioactive nuclear decay occurs, there would be emission of various emissions or radiations, we have on one hand types of decay and on other particles emitted. First, alpha decay. When alpha decay happens, there is emission of charged helium nucleus. When beta decay happens, there would be emission of electron or positrons. When gamma decay happens, there is emission of photons. High energy photons would be emitted. So we are supposed to find out how many are correctly matched. None of them is correctly matched, and that's why answer is D, none. 30th question, answer is D. 31. Consider the following statements. First, the power of a lens is inversely proportional to its focal length. Correct statement. Power of a lens is the degree to which a lens can carry out convergence or divergence, right? And it is inversely proportional to its focal length. First statement is correct. Second, the power of a convex lens is negative and that of a concave lens is positive. Incorrect. It is reverse. It is convex whose power is negative and convex lens has power positive, and concave lens, its power is negative. And that's why second statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Only one is correct, and that's why answer is A, one only. 31, answer is A. 32. With reference to aurora borealis, consider the following statements. First, it is bright dancing lights formed over the magnetic poles in the southern hemisphere. Incorrect. Aurora borealis are formed in the northern hemisphere, not in the southern hemisphere. Aurora australis are formed in the southern hemisphere. Second, it is formed due to the interaction of gaseous particles in the Earth's atmosphere with charged particles released from the Sun's atmosphere, right? So this statement is a correct statement. Formation of these northern lights is the result of interaction of gaseous particles in the Earth's atmosphere with the charged particles which are coming from Sun. So only second statement is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Answer is B, 2 only. 32, answer is B. 33. In the context of fast breeder reactor, consider the following statements. Fast breeder reactors are used in the second stage of Indian nuclear program. First statement, it generates less nuclear fuel than it consumes. Incorrect. They are breeder reactors, and as they are breeder, they consume lesser but produce more output. Second, it does not use moderator. This statement is correct statement. In FBR, in fast breeder reactors, we do not use moderators. Third, it is the second stage of India's three-stage nuclear program. Correct statement. So second and third statements are correct. We are supposed to find out how many statements are not correct. Only one is not correct, and that's why answer is A. 33, answer is A. 34. Which of the following statements is not correct about the application of nuclear technology? A. Radiation induces mutations in plant breeding, which increases genetic variability. Correct application. Second, B. Food irradiation kills bacteria and other harmful organisms, but affect the nutritional value of food, thus restricted in use. Now, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because it does not have effect on a nutritional value. It does kills bacteria and other harmful organisms, but there is no effect on the nutritional value. And that's why we are supposed to find out not correct, and this is not correct, and hence answer is B. 34, answer is B. We'll read C and D. Isotope hydrology techniques enable accurate tracing and measurement of the extent of underground water resources. Correct statement. D. Pipeline companies, to look for defects in welds, use radioactive materials. Answer of this question is B. Answer is B. 35. The photoelectric effect is the emission of electrons when magnetic radiation such as light hits a material, right? So this is the definition of photoelectric effect, and the electrons emitted are called as photoelectrons, right? Next, the photoelectric effect is used in which of the following, right? So photoelectric effect has its application in number of applications. It is used in solar cells, fiber optic cables, and even in pollution monitoring. So all these three are the applications of photoelectric effect, and that's why answer is 1, 2, 3 mentioned in option D. Question number 35, answer is D. 36. Fire and forget is the missile guidance which does not require further guidance after the launch and still hit the target without the launcher being in the line of sight of the target. Which of the following technologies are used by it to destroy the target? Right, so which technologies are used in fire and forget missiles? First, gyroscopes. Gyroscopes, they try to identify rotational motion. Gyroscopes for measuring or maintaining orientation and angular velocity. So gyroscopes are used in fire and forget missiles. Second, GPS to get information about coordinates and velocity of target. Now this statement is incorrect. Partly it is correct, but GPS does not help us in velocity of the target. It only helps us get coordinates. And that's why first is correct, second is incorrect. Third, organic active radar homing, in which missile contains a radar transceiver to track the target, right? So this is one of the important applications, one of the important techniques used in fire and forget devices, fire and forget missiles. Fourth, infrared active homing, which uses the infrared IR light emission from a target to track and follow it. Correct, right? So only second is incorrect. Other statements are correct statements. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. We are supposed to find out which of the following technologies are used. So first, third, and fourth are correct, and that's why answer is C. Question number 36, answer is C. 37. LCA Tejas is built from carbon fiber composite CFC materials. Which of the following are the characteristic features of CFCs? Right. So in carbon fiber composite, CFCs are blended in the materials to form carbon fiber composites. And these carbon fiber composites have various properties, and that's why they have been used even in the production of LCA Tejas. So yes, they have high strength to weight ratio. Second, low thermal conductivity. Now this is incorrect, right? They have high thermal conductivity. They do not have low thermal conductivity. They have high thermal conductivity. Third, fatigue resistance. Yes, they have fatigue resistance. Fourth, little sensitivity to thermal shock and mechanical shock. Right. So first, third, and fourth are correct regarding the use of carbon fiber composites. Answer is 1, 3, 4, which is mentioned in option C. 37, answer is C. 38. The Department of Atomic Energy's own research and development wings include which of the following organizations? So DAE, Department of Atomic Energy, consists of Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Institute of Plasma Research, Tata Memorial Center, Institute of Mathematical Sciences. All four are correct, and that's why answer is D, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 38, answer is D. 39. Consider the following statements regarding air breathing propulsion systems. First, it uses atmospheric oxygen, which is available for about 200 kilometers of Earth's surface to burn the fuel. Incorrect statement. Yes, they use atmospheric oxygen, but that oxygen is available up to 50 kilometers only, not for 200 kilometers. First statement is incorrect. Second, it will help in reducing the cost and fuel weight of the rocket. Correct statement. Third, air-breathing jet engines are internal are internal combustion engines that directly heat the air by burning the fuel, right? And that burning of fuel would lead to production of a let's say exhaust it leads to production of gas, and that gas would be used as a material to make sure that there is a kind of lift that rocket is able to receive, right? So second and third statements are correct, first is incorrect. We are supposed to find out how many statements are correct. 2 statements are correct, and that's why answer is B, only 2. 39, answer is B. 40th question. Which of the following are among the components of Digital India Mission? So Digital India Mission have all these components: broadband highways, universal access to mobile connectivity, e-Kranti, electronic delivery of services, electronics manufacturing, early harvest programs. All these are components of Digital India, and that's why answer is D, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 41. Read the following statements regarding site-directed nucleus technology. As name suggests, site-directed nucleus technology uses various kinds of nuclease for ensuring that there is a cut on DNA at a proper predetermined site, as a result of which there is high precision in the genetic edits. First statement. This technology rely on biological molecules that have a DNA binding domain which recognizes a specific DNA sequence. Fine. So first statement is a correct statement. It relies on biological molecules that have a DNA binding domain which recognizes a specific DNA sequence. Correct statement it is. Second, it can be used to precisely remove desirable traits, remove undesirable traits in plants such as anti-nutrients or allergens, right? So this is also correct. Third, this technology cannot modify existing characteristics in a plant as per the requirement, right? So this statement is incorrect. This technology can modify existing characteristics in a plant as per the requirement. So first and second are correct, third is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. 1 and 2 are correct. Answer is A. 1 and 2 only. 40th question, answer is A. 41, answer is A. 42 now. Consider the following pairs. On one hand, we have defense exercises, and on other, we have participating countries. Dosti is between India, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Bold Kurukshetra is between India and Singapore. Indra is between India and Russia. Dharma Guardian is between India and Japan. Answer should be BCAD, which is mentioned in option C. BCAD, answer is C. 42, answer is C. 43. A cryptocurrency is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange. In this context, read the following statements carefully, right? So the question is on cryptocurrencies like bitcoins. First, cryptocurrencies are completely transparent as they store details of every single transaction, right? First statement is correct statement. They store details of every single transaction, and that's why they are considered as completely transparent. Second, these currencies are non-repudiable in nature, right? So once transferred, it is very difficult to get them back, and that's why they are non-repudiable in nature. Third, the governments do not have any control over these currencies, and that's why they are decentralized. Fourth, no transaction fee is applied in case it is to be used for a transaction. Now this statement is incorrect statement. Why? Because there is minimum. Instead of saying no, minimum transaction fee is there, right? So first, second, third are correct. Only fourth is not correct. We are supposed to find out not correct. So fourth is not correct, and that's why answer is A, only one. Question number 43, answer is A. 44. The process of recombinant DNA technology includes multiple steps maintained in a specific sequence to generate the desired product. In this regard, consider the following steps. So in which steps recombinant DNA or rDNA technology works, that we are supposed to identify. So firstly, it would be isolation of genetic material. So fourth should be first. Once it is being isolated, we cut the material at the recognized site. Once it has been cut, the gene would undergo amplification. Then that gene would be attached, which is called as ligation. And then the attached DNA molecule would be inserted into the host. So answer should be 42315. 42315. 42315, which is mentioned in option D. 44, answer is D. 45. Read the following statements about reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction, RT-PCR, and rapid antigen detection tests, RADT techniques. First, RADT is a test on swabbed nasal samples to detect antigens. Correct statement. Second, both these tests seek to detect the virus rather than antibodies produced by the body. Right? So this is also correct statement. These are not trying to identify the presence of antibodies, which is done in serological test or in monoclonal antibodies test. But in these tests, we try to identify presence of antigens. Third, in RT-PCR, a reverse transcriptase enzyme converts the DNA into RNA. Correct statement. So first, second, third are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. 45, answer is D. 46. Match the following pairs. So nuclear power plants and their location. So Kakrapar is there in Gujarat. Narora is there in UP. Kaiga is there in Karnataka. And Kudankulam is there in Tamil Nadu. So answer should be BADC. BADC mentioned in option C. Question number 46, answer is C. 47. Read the following statements carefully about deep learning and machine learning. Right? So, machine learning is a subset of AI wherein machines would be able to learn on themselves and they would be able to convert data into information. And in deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning, we use artificial neural networks in order to make sure that the machines are able to come up with decisions which are more close to human-like decisions. First, both deep learning and machine learning are a subset of AI. Incorrect. Only ML is a subset of AI. DL is a subset of machine learning. Second, unlike machine learning, deep learning utilizes a neural network that passes data through various processing layers. Correct statement. And this neural network used in deep learning is called as artificial neural network. So only second statement is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Answer is B, 2 only. That 47, answer is B. 48. With reference to biofilms, consider the following statements. First, biofilm, an assemblage of microbial cells, can be formed only by bacteria. Incorrect. Right? They can be formed by protists and even by fungi. Right? So first statement, that's why is incorrect. Second, they may form on wide variety of tissues such as living tissues. Correct statement. They can form on various tissues, living tissues. Third, they are capable of acting as a barrier to antibiotics. Correct statement. So second and third are correct. We are supposed to find out not correct. Only one is not correct, and that's why answer is A, 1 only. First statement is not correct, and that's why answer is A. 49. The term xenon 1T is sometimes seen in news, this term is related to which of the following? So it is a dark matter experiment that is undergoing in Italy, and that's why answer is A, dark matter experiment. 49, answer is A. 50. Read the following statements regarding blockchain technology. First, blockchain is a secure, digitized and distributed ledger in which the information is stored. Correct statement. It is secured, decentralized and digitized ledger. Second, anything recorded in blockchain ledger can be deleted anytime and is instantly uploaded to all users on that blockchain. Incorrect. For modification, there is a need of consent and that takes time. So second statement is incorrect. Third, blockchain makes the stored information fraud proof, transparent and credible, right? So third statement is correct. First and third statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is D, 1 and 3 only. 50th question, answer is D. 51. Edge computing is a distributed information technology architecture. With reference to this, consider the following statements. First, edge computing helps in quicker data processing and content delivery while streaming a video on online platforms. Right? So this statement is a correct statement because in edge computing, data is stored on devices itself, stored and processed on the devices itself. Second, in this system, the data has to be sent over a network even after it is processed. No need of data travel, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, it is preferred over cloud computing in remote locations where there is limited or no connectivity to a centralized location. Correct statement it is, right? So wherever there is lack of connectivity, edge computing would be preferred, right? So third statement is correct. But we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. So only second is not correct, and that's why answer is D, 2 only. 51, 52, answer is 51, answer is D. Answer is D. 52 now. In context of Biological Weapons Convention, BWC, consider the following statements. First, it is the first multilateral disarmament treaty banning the development, production and stockpiling of an entire category of weapons of mass destruction. First statement is correct statement, and its enforcement started in 1975. Second, India is not a signatory to this convention. Incorrect. India has become a signatory in 1973 itself. Right, so only first is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is A, 1 only. 52, answer is A. 53. Which of the following statements correctly describes smart dust? Right, so it is a kind of nano dust with sensors that can be used for various applications, but it is in making, right? It is future. So answer is D, hypothetical network of tiny computing circuits and robots for wireless communication. Answer is D. 53, answer is D. 54. Consider the following statements about the potential applications of darknet. So darknet can be used for which of the following applications? To protect the privacy of citizens, sale of restricted goods, to purchase illegal goods, computer crimes like file corruption, exposing private information about a company or organization. All these are the possibilities, possible applications of darknet. Answer is D, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 54, answer is D. 55. Read the following statements carefully. First, the principle of vaccination is based on the property of memory of the immune system. Correct statement, right? Our immune system has a memory, and that memory is used in vaccination processes. Second, B and T cells recognize the alien pathogen and generates antibodies to fight against it. Correct statement. Third, vaccines produced using the recombinant DNA technology allows for greater availability for immunization. Right? So these days we are using them on large scale. So all three are correct. And we are supposed to find out not correct. None of them is not correct. Answer is D. 56, answer is 55, answer is D. 56 now. When two forces acting on the object of equal magnitude but are acting in opposite direction, what will be the possible outcome? They will cancel out each other. The net force acting on the object will be equal to 0. Answer is C. 56, answer is C. 57. With reference to the term colostrum, consider the following statements. Right? So colostrum is a yellow secretion after pregnancy, after delivery. First, it is a yellowish fluid secreted by mother during the initial days of lactation. Correct statement. Second, this fluid contains abundant antibodies, IgA, to protect the infant from infections. Correct. Third, some fetuses receive this antibody through placenta during pregnancy. Incorrect statement. Fetuses do receive antibodies during pregnancy through placenta, but not colostrum. Right? Colostrum is not received during pregnancy through placenta. So only first and second statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement. How many correct statements? 2 correct, and that's why answer is B. 57, answer is B. 58. Which of the following statements are not correct regarding the Astra Mark 1 missile? First, this missile has been designed and developed by DRDO. This is correct. Second, it is a beyond visual range surface to air missile. Incorrect. It is air to air. It is air to air. So second is incorrect. Third, the range of Astra Mark 1 is 1100 kilometers. Again incorrect. It is 110 kilometers. So second and third are incorrect. We are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. Answer is 2 and 3. 58, answer is C. 59. In recent times, scientists use machine learning to predict the match of pairs of metals that can form bimetallic nanoalloys. In this regard, consider the following statements. Right? So, scientists are using machine learning to identify the metal pairs that can be used for the formation of bimetallic nanoalloys. Let us consider the statements. First, nanoalloys are alloys with one metal forming core and other metal stays on the surface as a shell. Right? So that is what is the idea of nanoalloys. One metal would act as a core and other would remain on the surface as a shell. Second, the formation of nanoalloys depends on cohesive energy differences and magnetic properties of two atoms. This statement is partially correct and partially incorrect. The formation of nanoalloys depends on the cohesive energy difference but not on the magnetic properties. And that's why second statement is incorrect statement. Third, there can be different configurations of nanoalloys such as homogeneously mixed alloys. Right? So this is a possibility. There can be different configurations of nanoalloys. So we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. Only second statement is not correct, and that's why answer is A, only one. 59, answer is A. 60. In the context of electric vertical takeoff and landing, eVTOL, which of the following statements are not correct? First, it uses distributed electric propulsion technology in which it integrates a complex propulsion system with the airframe. right? So this statement is a correct statement. This is one of the upcoming technologies, and in India we are trying to create a ground for this particular technology. Second, this aircraft does not require power to hover, take off and land vertically. Incorrect. It is electric in nature, and that's why it does require power, and that's why second statement is incorrect. So we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. So second statement is not correct, and that's why answer is B, 2 only. 60, answer is B. 61. X Sampriti X is a military training exercise between which of the following countries? Between India and Bangladesh. 62. Hyperloop technology was seen in news recently in this regard. Consider the following statements, right? So Hyperloop uses a magnetic levitation where the object is suspended freely in air without any support except magnetic field. Let us consider the statements. First, Hyperloop is a high-speed train that travels in near vacuum tube. Correct. Second, this technology uses magnetic levitation in high-pressure tubes or tunnels to transport people and goods. This is incorrect because it does use magnetic levitation but in low pressure tubes. Second statement is incorrect. Third, the Ministry of Railways, in collaboration with the Indian Institute of Technology Madras, will develop an indigenous Hyperloop technology. Correct statement it is. So first and third are correct. We are supposed to find out how many are correct. 2 are correct, and that's why answer is B, only 2. 61, 62, answer is B. 63. Which of the following statements are correct about Biological Research Regulatory Approval Portal? RRAP. First, this portal has been developed by the Department of Biotechnology. Correct statement. Second, its main objective is to track regulatory approvals for research proposals on a single portal. Correct. Third, this portal generates a unique ID which is linked with the portals of various regulatory agencies. This is also correct. So all these 3 are correct statements. We are supposed to choose correct statements. Answer is C, 1, 2 and 3. 63, answer is C. 64. With reference to web technology, consider the following pairs. On one hand, we have web technology. On other, its features are there. We are supposed to find out which pairs are correctly matched. So web 1.0, it should be matched with read-only web. Web 2.0, it should be matched with a participative social web, and Web 3.0 is correctly matched. So only third pair is correctly matched, and that's why answer is D, only 3. 64, answer is D. 65. In the context of 5G radio interface technology, consider the following statements. Right? So 5G radio interface technology. First, this technology is a locally designed telecommunication network. Correct statement. Second, it offers more range at a lower frequency in comparison to 5G. That is also correct. Third, unlike 5G technology, it is based on third generation partnership project 3GPP. Incorrect. So 5G technology is based on 3GPP, but 5G radio interface technology is locally developed. It is not based on 3GPP. Right? So first 2 are correct, third is incorrect. We are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. Third is not correct, and that's why answer is A. Only one statement is not correct. 66. With reference to RFID, that is radio frequency identification technology, read the following statements carefully. First, RFID can communicate at low frequency and high frequency and even ultra high frequency. First is correct. Second, active radio frequency identification, active RFIDs use their own power source for communication purpose. Right? So this statement is also a correct statement. Active RFID uses its own uses its own power source for communication. Third, like barcodes, RFIDs also require direct line of sight to identify objects. Incorrect. RFID can identify objects even if they are not directly in the line of sight. First two are correct, third is incorrect. We are supposed to find out how many statements are incorrect. One is incorrect, and that's why answer is A, only one. 67. The term hermit is sometimes mentioned in news. In this regard, consider the following statements. First, it is a new spyware with capability to affect both Android and iOS devices. Correct statement. Second, once installed, it has the ability to make unauthorized calls and records audio on devices. This is also correct, and this is one of the spyware that has affected Kazakhstan. Both these statements are correct statements. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. Next, 68. Which of the following statements are correct regarding James Webb Space Telescope, JWST? First, it is a joint collaboration between NASA, ESA and CSA. Correct statement. Second, the JWST will observe mainly in the ultraviolet and visible part of spectrum. Incorrect. JWST is an infrared observatory, and that's why it will mainly observe in this infrared range, not ultraviolet and visible. Third, JWST operates in a halo orbit circling around a point in space known as Sun-Earth L2 Lagrange point. Correct statement. First and third are correct. Answer is C, 1 and 3 only. Question number 68, answer is C. 69. Consider the following statements with respect to the IT Act 2000. First, this act covers all intermediaries who play a role in the use of computer resources and electronic records. First is correct. Second, Section 69 of this act confers the power on both central and state governments to issue directions to intercept, monitor or decrypt any information generated. Right? So this is also correct. Third, the term intermediary is not defined in the act. Incorrect. In section 2, 1W, the term intermediary is defined. Right? So only first two are correct. Answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Next, 70. Which of the following statements are correct regarding nuclear fission? First, nuclear fission reaction normally occurs in nature. Incorrect. It requires high-speed neutron, and that's why that neutron can be available only in the artificial settings, and hence it does not occur in nature. Second, the energy released by fission is a million times greater than that released in chemical reactions, but lower than the energy released during nuclear fusion. Correct statement. Third, nuclear fission takes little energy to split two atoms in a fission reaction. Right? So this is also correct statement. It takes little energy to split. So second and third statements are correct statements. Answer is A, 2 only, as we are supposed to find out correct statements only. 71. In the context of coal gasification, consider the following statements. So coal gasification is considered as a better technique instead of combustion of coal directly. First statement, it is the process of producing syngas, which is a mixture consisting primarily of methane, carbon monoxide, even it consists of carbon dioxide, hydrogen and water vapor. First statement is correct. Second, during gasification, coal is blown with oxidation and steam while also being heated under high pressure. Right? So this is correct statement. Partial oxidation is carried out. Third, coal gasification is a water-intensive method of energy production. Right? So this statement is also a correct statement. Coal gasification, yes, it is a water intensive, it needs lots of water. So all three are correct. We are supposed to find out not correct. So all three are correct, none of them is not correct. Answer is D. 72. Read the following statements about fiberization. Right, so fiberization is a method or process wherein radio towers would be connected with each other with the help of optic fiber cables. First, it is the process of connecting radio towers with each other via optical fiber cables. Correct statement. Second, it aids in providing additional bandwidth and stronger backhaul support. Right, so both these statements are correct statements, but we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. None of them is not correct, and answer is D. 72, answer is D. 73. Consider the following pairs. On one hand, we have defense weapons, and on other, their information. We are supposed to find out which pairs are correctly matched. So, Iskander M, it is, its explanation is, it is a mobile short-range missile system, a mobile short-range ballistic missile system produced and developed by Iran. Incorrect. Though it is mobile short-range ballistic missile system, it is developed by Russia, not by Iran. First is incorrect. Second, Zulzanaha, it is a solid fueled rocket that was launched by Russian military. Incorrect. It is launched by Iran. Zulzana. So both these pairs are incorrect. Third, Advanced Light Helicopter ALH Mark III. It is been indigenously designed and developed by HAL, which is correct. Right, so only third pair is correctly matched, and that's why answer is C, only 3. 74. Read the following statements carefully. First, Prithvi 2 missile is surface-to-surface missile capable of striking targets with a high degree of precision. Correct statement. Second statement. Prithvi 2 missile has a strike range of 3500 kilometers. This is incorrect. Its strike range is 350, not 3500. And we are supposed to find out not correct. So only second is not correct, and that's why answer is B, 2 only. 74, answer is B. 75. With reference to Aryabhat 1, read the following statements carefully. First, it is an analog chipset which is faster and require less power than the digital chips. Right, so this is being developed by IISc Bengaluru, and it is an analog chipset which needs lesser time than digital chips. Second, it will be helpful for AI-based applications like object or speech recognition. This is also correct. Third, it has been developed under Ministry of Science and Technology. This is incorrect. This is being developed by IISc Bengaluru. First two are correct. We are supposed to find out not correct. Only third is not correct, and that's why answer is A, only 1. 76. Consider the following statements regarding GigaMesh carefully. First, it is an innovative wireless network solution that can give fiber-like bandwidth internet to suburban and rural areas. Right, so this statement is a correct statement. To make sure that there is a solution to congestion issues in rural and semi or suburban areas, GigaMesh can be used. First is correct. Second, it aims to address congestion issues in 4G infrastructure. This is also correct. Third, it is the world's first multi-beam E-band radio that is able to communicate from one tower to multiple towers simultaneously. Right, so all these three statements are correct statements. Fourth statement, one more statement is there. It has been developed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. This is developed by one of the startups, not by ministry, right? And that's why fourth statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. Only fourth is not correct, and that is our answer. 76, answer is A, 4 only. 74. In the context of quantum key distribution systems, consider the following statements. First, it is a mechanism to develop secure communication through complexity of mathematical algorithms. Now, complexity of mathematical algorithms was a technique or is a technique used in normal communication, right? It is used in, let's say, cryptography, but not in quantum key distribution. Quantum key distribution is based on laws of physics, not on complexity of mathematical algorithms. First is incorrect. Second, it provides a way of distributing and sharing secret keys that are necessary for cryptographic protocols. Correct statement. Third, in the QKD, encryption keys are sent as qubits in an optical fiber, right? That is also correct. So second and third statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is C, 2 and 3 only. 78. Which of the following statements are not correct about advanced towed artillery gun system, ATAGS? First, it is an indigenous 115 mm by 52 caliber long range artillery gun. Correct statement it is. Second, it is developed by DRDO. This is also correct. Both the statements are correct. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. So we are supposed to find out not correct. Not correct. Right? Both these statements are correct, but we are supposed to find out not correct, and that's why answer is D, neither 1 nor 2. Both these statements are correct. Next question is 79. In the context of Open Network of Digital Commerce, ONDC, consider the following statements. Now, ONDC is the government-backed platform wherein the buyers would be able to buy products even if they are registered on only one e-commerce website or app. Let's say someone is registered on Amazon, he or she would be able to buy even on Flipkart once this gets operationalized. Let us consider the statements. First, it is a freely accessible government-backed platform that aims to democratize e-commerce. First statement is a correct statement. Second, under ONDC, it is envisaged that a buyer registered on one participating e-commerce site cannot purchase goods from a seller on another participating e-commerce site. This is incorrect. That buyer can purchase goods from other e-commerce site as well under ONDC. Right? So, second statement, that's why, is incorrect. Third, all the existing digital commerce applications and platforms have to be part of it mandatory. No, this is not mandatory, it is voluntary. Right? And that's why third statement is also incorrect. So second and third statements are incorrect. We are supposed to find out incorrect statements only. So two statements are incorrect. Answer is B, only 2. 79, answer is B. 80th question. Read the following statements about gas-based power plants. First statement. It is a thermal power station which burns natural gas to generate electricity, and that's why they are named as gas-based power plants. Second, it does not require boilers and feed water arrangement, and hence it is much smaller in size than a thermal power plant of same generating capacity, right? So this is also a correct statement. It does not require boilers and also feed water arrangement, and that's why its size is relatively smaller, but the capacity is almost same. So both these statements are correct. Next, third, a gas turbine power plant requires more water as compared to a thermal power plant. Incorrect, it does not require more water. Fourth, it does not require any external power start. This is also incorrect. Why? Because these gas-based power plants, they use compressors. And for the operationalization of these compressors, we need power, external power to start. And that's why Fourth statement is also incorrect statement. How many statements are correct? So only first two statements are correct, third and fourth statements are incorrect, and that's why answer is B, only 2. Question number 80, answer is B. Now we will start questions from current affairs. Question number 81. With reference to geocoding, consider the following statements. First, it converts an address or a description of a location into geographic coordinates. Right? So this statement is a correct statement regarding the geocoding. First statement is correct. Second, this is one-time activity and once submitted, revision in the address is not allowed. Right? So this is also a correct statement regarding geocoding. Next, third, this functionality is available for input service distributor and casual taxpayers who are active, cancelled and suspended. Right? So all these three statements are correct regarding geocoding, and it is a part of GST network. Right? It has been made a part of GST network. So all these three statements are correct. We are supposed to find out how many statements are correct. All three are correct. Answer is C. 81, answer is C. 82. Recently, Ubinas volcano had erupted. With regard to this volcano, consider the following statements. First, it is a stratovolcano located in the central volcanic zone of the Andes. Correct statement. Stratovolcanoes are the volcanoes which have steep sides. Second, it is one of the most active volcanoes in Chile. Incorrect, it is there in Peru, not Chile. Right, so only one is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is A. 82, answer is A. 83. The 2023 Global Peace Index recently released its annual ranking of the most peaceful countries in the world. In this regard, consider the following countries. Arrange the given above countries in correct order of their rank in the index and choose the correct answer using the codes given below. Right, so first rank obviously is of Iceland, second is Nepal, third is India, and fourth is Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is the least peaceful country in the world. India's rank is 126. So answer should be 2413. 2413, which is mentioned in option C. So 83, answer is C. 84. Clotho is a protein that has many functions in the human body. In this regard, which of the following statements are correct? First, Clotho is a protein that is primarily produced in kidneys. Correct statement, kidneys as well as brain. Second, it is a longevity factor protein, a naturally occurring protein that increases in our bodies with age. Incorrect, it decreases with age, not increase. Third, it helps in maintaining vascular health and bone density. Fine. So first and third statements are correct. Second is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is B, 1 and 3 only. 85, answer is B. 84, answer is B. 85. Hydrazine hydrate is sometimes seen in news. In this regard, which of the following are correct regarding its application? Right, so hydrazine hydrate is used as a reducing agent. It is used as a chemical intermediate. It is used as an oxygen scavenger in the treatment of boiler water, and it is also used as a rocket propellant. So all four statements regarding hydrazine hydrate are correct statements. Answer is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right, so question 85, answer is D. 86. Which of the following organizations releases the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index? It is UNDP, United Nations Development Program. 86, answer is C. 87. With reference to Lambani embroidery, consider the following statements. First, it is an intricate form of textile embellishment characterized by colorful threads, mirror work and stitch pattern. Correct statement. Second, it involves stitching together small pieces of discarded fabric to create a beautiful fabric. Correct statement. Third, this embroidery is nominated to be included in the list of products with geographic indication tags in the country. Incorrect. It is already a GI tag in the state of Karnataka. Right? Around 2010, it received a GI tag, right? And that's why it is not nominated. First two are correct, third is incorrect. We are supposed to find out how many statements are correct. Two statements are correct. Answer is B. 87, answer is B. 88. Samartha scheme was seen in news recently. In this context, consider the following statements. First, it is a demand-driven and placement orientation umbrella skilling program. Correct statement. Second, this scheme is being implemented by Ministry of Textiles. So both the statements related to Samartha scheme are correct. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. 88, answer is C. 89. Which of the following statements about shelf cloud is correct? So shelf clouds are associated with powerful storm systems, and many times they are reported as wall clouds, funnel clouds, or rotation. Right? So 89, answer is A. 90th question. With reference to Care Puja, consider the following statements. First, it is an annual festival in the state of Tripura in India, right? So correct statement. Care Puja is celebrated in Tripura. Second, it is held in the honor of the guardian deity of Vastu, Care Devta, right? So both the statements are correct statements, but we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. So none of these is not correct. Answer is D. Neither one nor two. 90th question, answer is D. 91. Recently, Namada art was seen in news. In this regard, consider the following statements. First, it is a type of traditional Kashmiri felted carpet that is created using sheep wool and has colorful hand embroidery. Right? So correct statement. Second, flowers and leaves, birds and fruits are the essence of the design made under the art form. Again correct. Third, the distinct feature of this art form is that in this wool is woven and not flattened. So this is incorrect. Wood is flattened, not woven. So first two are correct, third is incorrect. How many statements are correct? Two are correct, and that's why answer is B, only two. 91, answer is B. 92. In recent times, the term Candida auris was seen in news. This is related to which of the following? It is related to the type of fungus that grows like yeast. Answer is B. 92, answer is B. 93. With reference to Atal Vayo Abhyuday Yojana, consider the following statements. First, it is a centrally sponsored scheme. Correct. Second, this scheme recognizes the invaluable contribution made by elderly to society and seeks to ensure their well-being and social inclusion. Correct. Rashtriya Vayashri Yojana is an important component of this scheme. Right. So all these three statements are correct regarding Atal Vayo Abhyuday Yojana. Answer is all three. All three. 93, answer is C. 94. Read the following statements about Sherlock instrument carefully. First, it is the first instrument on moon that can perform fine scale mapping and analysis of organic molecules. Now, this instrument is not meant for moon, it is an instrument for Mars. And that's why first statement is incorrect. Second, it uses a laser to illuminate the surface of rocks and soils and measure the fluorescence or glow emitted by organic compounds when exposed to ultraviolet light. Correct statement. Third, it can also identify the minerals associated with organic compounds, which can provide clues about their origin and preservation. Correct statement. Right? So only one is not correct. We are supposed to find out not correct statements. Answer is D, one only. 94, answer is D. 95. Identify the country on the basis of following information. Right? So we have few statements. On this basis, we are supposed to identify the country. First, it is a country in East Africa within the African Great Lakes region. Second, Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest mountain, is located in this country. Right, so country must be Tanzania. Third, Lake Victoria, Africa's largest lake, is also located in this country. Right, so answer is A, Tanzania, because Kilimanjaro and Lake Victoria are there in Tanzania. 95, answer is A. 96. Consider the following pairs. So on one hand we have places in news and on other their information. We are supposed to find out which pairs are not correctly matched. First, Manala Pass, it is the last point between India and China border, which is correct. Second, Hemkund Sahib, it is devoted to Guru Nanak Dev, the founder of Sikhism. Incorrect, it is devoted to Guru Gobind Singh, right? The Guru in Sikhism. It is not devoted for Guru Nanak Dev, the founder of Sikhism, but it is for Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. So second statement is incorrect. Third, Char Chinari Island. This island is located in middle of the Wooler Lake. Incorrect, it is in Dal Lake, not Wooler Lake. So second and third are incorrect. We are supposed to find out not correct. Answer is C, 2 and 3 only. 96, answer is C. 97. The term semi-confined unreinforced brick masonry, sometimes seen in the news, is related to which of the following? So it is an earthquake resistant building, and this design is developed by IIT Kanpur. Answer is C. 98. Recently, the term glyphosate was in news. In this respect, which of the following statements is correct? Right, so glyphosate is a herbicide. So first statement is correct. Second, it is applied to the leaves of plants to kill weeds. This is also correct. Third, in India, glyphosate has been approved for use only in tea plantation. This is incorrect, because yes, it is allowed for tea plantation, but also for non-plantation along the tea plantation. There they can use glyphosate. Right, so third statement is incorrect. First two are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is B, 1 and 2 only. 99. Read the following statements carefully regarding the objectives of National Action Plan for Mechanized Sanitation Ecosystem, Namaste Scheme. First, which of the statements given above are correct? First, zero fatalities in sanitation work in India. That is the goal of Namaste Scheme. Second, all sanitation work is performed by skilled workers. Correct. Third, no sanitation workers come in direct contact with human fecal matter. Correct. Fourth, sanitation workers are collectivized into self-help groups and are empowered to run sanitation enterprises. This is also correct. All these four statements regarding Namaste Scheme are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And last question. With reference to GPS-aided geo-augmented navigation, which is popularly known as Gagan, which of the following statements are correct? First, it is a space-based augmentation system, SBAS, jointly developed by ISRO and DRDO. So this much statement is correct. It is jointly implemented by ISRO and Airport Authority of India, not DRDO. And that's why first statement is incorrect. Second, it is a system of satellites and ground-based stations that provide GPS signal corrections, giving us better position accuracy, right? And that's why it is called as GPS-aided geo-augmented satellite, right? So signals of GPS are augmented. So second statement is correct. First is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Only 2 is the answer. 100th question, answer is B. So that is about this test paper on science and technology. So most of the questions were conceptual questions. Make sure you go through the model answers. Some questions are factual or informative questions. You should make those questions part of your notes. So that is about this discussion. Thank you.